back to Marshmallow Reads. I'm Marcy, and today I'm taking this pretty chill Saturday afternoon to start a reading vlog. Today, I have decided that I really want to get through Gideon the Ninth. I started this book about a week ago. It's one of the few that I've gotten from my library, like physically recently, and I am really digging it. Like, it is gorgeous, and like the edges of the pages are painted black, which makes total tonal sense with this book because it's all about necromancers in space, so black is very fitting. I am about 60 or so pages into this book already, and I have no idea how many pages I'll be able to get to today and tomorrow, but I am hoping to finish this by the end of November. We'll see if that actually happens. I am going to be hanging out in some of my comfiest spots in my house, probably mostly this big old comfy chair. It is such a good little nest. Oh, and I've got bunny socks, super comfy. Got my good old flannel, a lot of fuzzy blankets. I am ready to read. The first thoughts that I've had about this book is just I really like the atmosphere. In the world of Gideon the Ninth, there are 9 houses of necromancers, all in service of the emperor. I believe he's the head of the first house. And the start of this book, the 9th house, which Gideon is a part of, needs another swordsman. They need to replace one that they lost, and Gideon gets roped into it by the Empress, or the daughter to the Emperor and Empress, her childhood nemesis, Harrow. She convinces her, you know, she convinces her to basically work to earn her freedom from the house by being the house's swordsman for the summons by the Emperor. And so far, I'm really digging the skeleton vibes. Like, come on, like, look at this. Skeletons all over the place. They're necromancers. They're dealing with death. It's dark and spooky and I love it. Already, you see Harrow, the actual, like, necromancer of this duo. She can control her skeletal relatives and just make them into her spooky marionettes. And I also really like that there's like a sort of religion aspect to this, where there are spooky skeletal nuns, and they have like what they call prayer knuckles, which I'm imagining to be similar to prayer beads. And they explain that you can like hear them clacking against each other as they're praying. And I guess these nuns are really good at praying, and they pray so fast that it's just like a constant like clack, 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 clack. I don't know, I'm digging it. All right, let's get comfy. So before I even started this book, I did hear that there were some lesbians in here, and I was excited. And I really hope that some sort of relationship grows between Gideon and Harrow, because, I mean, right now it's like classic childhood enemies. Oh my god, they hate each other. But now that they're forced to spend a whole lot of time together, and they're kind of the outsiders of this, you know, 9 houses group, maybe something spicy grows between them, and they start liking each other as friends instead of enemies, and then maybe they kiss. Like, I don't know, I don't know if I've read too many like enemies to lovers stories, or even just enemies to like friends. So I'm hoping this is the case. There doesn't seem to be any other characters that, you know, so far would hint as potential love interests. So I don't know, I like it. taking a little bit of a break. I am really enjoying this story so far. Things are starting to pick up. So I started at around page 60 and now I'm on 164. So I've gotten about 100 pages further in, and as I anticipated, the relationship between Gideon and Haro is starting to become less frigid and more accepting of each other. So with these trials, they haven't really been given any instructions whatsoever. So it's not like there is a tournament or a series of tests that they have to go through. They were just left to do whatever. And the first few days, Gideon was left alone to just kind of wander and try not to get in trouble. And all the while, Haro was doing some exploring and I guess figuring out of the 200 whatever doors, only 6 or 7 of them were locked. And the teacher, like the proctor guy, he specifically said, do not enter locked doors without his permission. And I guess that's part of the test, and they're actually supposed to go through those doors. They have to go through these doors and face whatever is behind them. And in the first part doing so, Haro got herself into some trouble. She like fainted into some like cremated remains and was somewhat close to death when Gideon was out looking for her because she hadn't been back in like a day and a half. And she ran into, I think it's like the 6th house head and cavalier. And with their help, she was able to find Haro, and at first, like, they make you think that, oh no, maybe she's dead, but no, she was just covered in cremated remains and really needed some rest and water and food. So Gideon picked her up, like scooped her up, like threw her over her shoulder and took her back to their room so that she could rest. And Haro was like, no, don't do that, blah, blah, just very unable to accept Gideon's assistance. But very slowly during this interaction, she does sort of let up a little bit and let Gideon help her, and has eventually accepted that, okay, these trials need the 2 of them to work together, and Haro can't just keep doing this by herself. So she lets Gideon in on what she's been thinking, and then they go off together to look through these locked doors. So starting here, I think I'm gonna get into some spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and pause here. And if you do want to hear a bit more about my thoughts on the book, I will be doing another video. This will be in my monthly wrap-ups, so I'll be giving some of my thoughts, a brief, non-spoilery plot synopsis, and my rating as well. So if you're just interested in what I generally thought of the book and what my rating was and whether or not you might want to read this, you can go ahead and check that out. For everyone else who wants spoilers, keep on going. So I just finished the part where they are in this spooky basement. What basement isn't spooky? And Haro has been trying over and over and over again trying to raise these skeletons to enter this like foggy room. And okay, so I have a question about these skeletons. Who are they? Where did they come from? Are these the dead inhabitants of this planet? Like, I know they're all necromancers and like you need dead things to bring back to life, that's how that works. But these skeletons, in their will or when they died, did they agree to be used as necromancer skeletons? Was it like an opt-in program? I don't know. That I just had that question. But anyway, Haro has to or has been trying to raise these skeletons to enter this room, but they keep getting crushed or knocked down or, you know, somehow destroyed, and they don't have eyeballs. Like, she can't see what's going on. So she's trying to do this again, this time with like 3 skeletons, and asking Gideon to help her see what's going on. And Gideon can't really see through the fog much, but she does see that there's like this big bony creature that's like, you know, destroying these skeletons, and just says that the arms look like swords and she wants to fight it. So she does end up in the room with it, and they figure out that the test is Gideon, Harrow's sword, needs to fight this creature, monster, construct. And maybe with the help of Harrow's necromancy? Like, I'm getting the vibe that Harrow needs to control Gideon in a way to help her win this fight. Not like fully control her like a full-on puppet, but like basically with the power of 2 combined, they could get through this. So we'll see if that's true. Okay, I'm at 225 pages, which is like right at the halfway mark, and I'm gonna take another break. I've just gotten to the part where these trials, these rooms are getting more and more deadly and dangerous. They got past the first one, and it was really cool because with the help of like Harrow's powers, like flowing and seeing through Gideon, Gideon was able to see like these glowy energy or thanergy, which I'm guessing is the combination of Thanatos, the god of death, and energy, thanergy. She was Gideon, a non-necromancer, was able to see these like glowy areas of thanergy, and afterwards Harrow's like, what? That's like impossible. You're so special. Ooh. As they were leaving that room, they noticed that, I think it was the 5th house, the 2 like married couple that were like, they just invited everyone to their anniversary dinner. Well, they're dead. Yeah, and none of the necromancers were able to bring them back to life to like see what happened. So they're off being stored in some like storage fridge. And the current room that they're in, there's like a weird area where like if you walk through it, it like saps you of your entropy, where if you walk into it, your life force is sapped. They threw one of their prayer knuckles into this field, and it like very quickly disintegrated into small particles, like it would have over the course of many years. And I think they even tried sticking their finger in the field, and they pulled it back, and it was like a shriveled corpse finger. So you can't really walk through this room, and where I've left off, they're figuring that out. And I don't know, it's just like the little interactions between Gideon and Harrow are really cute. The night before, where they were trying to figure out this next puzzle, Gideon got Harrow to agree, like, okay, we'll come back and do this after a good 8.5 hours of sleep, and it'll be good. And Harrow agreed, and Gideon said something like, if we keep talking like this, we might just become friends. I was like, yes! So, digging that. Good morning. It is November 30th, Monday. Yesterday was pretty busy, so I didn't really have a chance to film. I did get to read a little bit, which is good, because being the last day of November, I want to finish this book so I can count it for November, film my video, and then return it to the library. This means I have 200 pages to read today. I think I can do it. I've got my coffee, I've got my book, I'm cozy, emails are done for now. I'll be working from home most of the day, so I should have plenty of time to read this book. I do want to give a couple updates from my thoughts yesterday. Learned a little bit about the 6th house. They use necromancy as part of their medicine. So like using the principles of like thanergy or whatever to heal people instead of just sucking the life out of them. So that's pretty neat. I do hope we get to learn more about that. The 8th house's style of necromancy is more... Their cavaliers are less fighters and partners, more just life energy batteries. The necromancer just uses them as, you know, an energy source rather than any sort of companionship. So I doubt they get very close as buds or anything. The part where I stopped last night, it is definitely starting to feel like a murder mystery. There are 2 known deaths, 1 to 2 probable deaths. They don't know who it could be. So yeah, I hope I can finish this today. We'll see. Okay. I need to take a pause here. I have some sticky notes from earlier, but they kind of don't really matter right now, cause just got to the part where Gideon and Harrow have jumped into this salty pool together so Harrow can disclose the family secret. I figured it would be bad and would be related to the 200 deaths of the children of the 9th house. I did not expect that they would all have been sacrificed in order for Harrow to even be conceived. Basically saying they sacrificed the future of the 9th house to create Harrow, to conceive a powerful necromancer. Yeah, they sacrificed their future because without creating her, they weren't going to have a future anyway. That is a rough calculation that they did there. And on top of that, Gideon asked, why was she spared? Because Gideon at the time would have been a baby in the room with all the others. And apparently she wasn't spared, not on purpose. She was meant to die, just like the rest. Inhaled this nerve gas for a full 10 minutes and somehow didn't die. So since then, the Reverend Mother and Father have been terrified of her because by some force she survived. And because of that, everyone else in the house took their cue and were similarly afraid of her and kept their distance. So maybe there's some backstory with her mother, and maybe she is from like a different house, and something in her genetics made her impervious to nerve gas. I don't know. Not what I expected. I am excited. I'm at the last 100 pages. I'm ready. Oh my god. I'm not done yet. I've got like 50 pages. But so Dulcinea is not actually Dulcinea. This woman that Gideon had the hots for is actually a lictor, a 10,000-year-old monstrous, constantly dying necromancer and cavalier and billions of souls in one. She had been planning to exact her revenge on the god emperor. I'm not entirely clear on why she wanted to do this, but she was real mad and is trying to burn all of the houses down to take him down with them. and I think it was Sextus, yeah, he just tried to kill her, and he got so close, man. Like, she was coughing up lung, and it seems right before she died, I think she's about to transfer herself into Gideon. And yeah, I don't know. What the fuck? What? Did they just seriously dangle this beautiful, blossoming relationship in front of my face, let me smell what it's got going on, and then just crush it right in front of me? I'm hurt. I'm mad. It was still good. I like enjoyed it, but if they don't fix it in the next book, I don't know. I'm gonna be even more mad. I am going to read the next in the series. I think I need a little bit of time before I start it. I need to heal. That last fight scene was really cool. Oh God, I hope Camilla's okay. Maybe not. It was really fun seeing all the necromancers and the cavaliers joining forces, fighting against this big old bad bitch. It was really fun. I just wish it could have gone differently for Gideon. Ugh. But we'll see. Maybe because Harrow has, she already has all these souls inside of her. Maybe that makes her a super ultra lictor, and then she can find a way to fix it, but we'll just have to see. So yeah, those have been my thoughts on Gideon the Ninth. I think right now, if I were to give it a star rating, I'd go with a 4 out of 5. Like, good. I did enjoy it. I really liked the vibes and the characters. It just was missing a certain spark, but it is still fun and good to read through nonetheless, and I would recommend it. I'll have to see how the second compares. Yeah, we'll see. But yay! I'm so happy I got this in before the end of November, so I can put it on that list, include it in my review, and then return it to the library and get it. Ooh, I don't know. Wait. I don't know what the next book I plan on reading. No. I don't know what my next book is going to be the next time I try to do one of these reading vlogs. I want to do like a mystery of some sort, probably like a thriller, horror type book, because I feel like at least I like watching other people read those sorts of books in these vlogs and like freak out and make predictions. So I'll probably do something like that for my next one. And yeah, this was fun. I hope you enjoyed watching it. See you in the next one.